Hey guys, how's everybody doing? Today I want to show you how to build some wide shoulders, okay? I think it's a very attractive look for us men when we have some wide shoulders and small waist, okay? It creates the illusion of very aesthetic look, which is always good. So I'm gonna teach you on how to perform lateral raises, okay? Which is actually the exercise which build the side delt, okay? Now there are different variations which we can do it with cables, dumbbells, kettlebells, okay, but I'm gonna show you how to do it with dumbbells, all right, and then I might show you some better variation on how to actually get a little bit more out of your exercise. So firstly, we're gonna focus on what people tend to do wrong. So if you do some of those mistakes yourself, and then you can actually learn from it, and then I'm gonna show you how to do everything properly. All right, let's get into it. So probably the most common mistake what I see people doing in the gym is, probably as with everything, is they're using too heavy weight, okay? Especially with isolation exercise, okay? It's one of those where we need to really focus on the control of the movement. So using heavy weight will do zero benefits, okay? Maybe if you get better at the exercise, but that can take years and years and years, okay? So let's focus on lightweight, all right? So firstly, when we start using heavy weight with lateral raises, what's that gonna do is that's gonna put a lot of tension on our traps and actually put the tension away from your side delt, okay? And when you use a lot of heavy weight, you're gonna start using a lot of momentum because you will just try to get the weight up, which again will just put the pressure on your traps, okay? So I think that'll be probably the most common mistake what I see people doing. So another mistake what I see people doing is as they trying to bring the dumbbell up, okay, and they finish in their rep, they start rotating that wrist and finishing with that thumbs up or even thumbs down, okay? So that angle will actually put attention completely away from our side delt, all right? And it will direct the tension more to our front delt or even real delt. So what we need to make sure is as we go up, our palm is facing down, okay, which is actually gonna direct the tension more into our side delt, okay? Another thing is, as we are lifting the weight, okay, people tend to go more into a front delt, okay? Now, as you can see, it's not anymore side delt, okay, because as we go here, it's gonna engage our front delt, or what even people do is they tend to bring the weight more back, which is again turning the exercise more into some real delt exercise, all right, which again takes the purpose away from what we're doing, okay? So what we need to make sorry about that. What we need to make sure is as we are engaging our elbow, we need to make sure it's constantly in the angle where our side delt is attached, so the tension is actually going into our side delt, okay? So it'll be constantly on the side, not here or not here. All right guys, so these are probably the most common mistakes what I see people doing in the gym. Of course there could be more mistakes, but these are probably the most common, okay? So now we're gonna learn how to do this properly. So first of all, what we need to make sure is we actually starting with light weight, okay? Because when we start using heavy weight, again, all the other muscles will get involved, okay? We're gonna be using a lot of momentum, so it's gonna take the purpose completely away from the exercise. Especially on those isolation movements, we need to make sure we are starting with very light weight and we actually getting the technique right, okay? And of course, as you get better with those exercises, you can always increase the weight, okay? So firstly, what we have to do is our posture, okay? So we need to make sure our back is nice and straight, okay? There is not any bending whatsoever. And now the key here is we need to make sure we are pressing our shoulders down, okay? So our shoulders are depressed, okay? Which is gonna allow us to keep the traps away from the exercise, okay? Because traps are very easily to get involved. So when you press your shoulders down and you're actually keeping it like this all the time throughout the exercise, your traps will not get used, okay? So that's the key, and we need to make sure we are actually leading with our elbow, okay? That will be one of the most important factors to actually engage our side delt, okay? So, excuse me, once we start leading with our hand or our wrist, we're gonna start using front delt or side delt, okay? So make sure you are driving with your elbow, okay? So that's what I'm thinking in my head while I'm doing the exercise. I'm thinking, I'm pressing my shoulders down and I'm driving with my elbow, okay? And again, where we can go is about 90 degrees, okay? Because there's gonna be the most tension on the side delt, okay? So here's a little tip for you. So probably from here, there'll be the most tension, okay? Because of the gravitational force. About here, there's pretty much no tension on the side delt, okay? So where it's 90 degrees, there'll be the most tension. So we want to keep it ideally in this kind of angle throughout the whole set, okay? So we keep the tension always on the side delt, okay? And we're not losing the tension from there. So now I'm gonna show you how to do it properly in the gym. Alright guys, so a couple of key points to remember. Firstly, we need to make sure our back is nice and straight, okay, so there is not any bending whatsoever. Now we need to make sure our shoulders are depressed, okay, which means we need to press our shoulders down, which is going to help us to keep the traps away from the movement, okay, because traps are very easily to get involved with this movement. So as you can see, I'm keeping my elbows in an angle where my side delt is attached, okay, which is gonna actually help us to target on the side delt and not direct the tension into our front delt or rear delt, okay? So make sure your elbow is constantly on the side. Now make sure you're always keeping it nice and controlled, and as you can see, there is no point going all the way down because we want to keep the tension entirely on the side delt throughout the whole set. Alright guys, so I hope this helps. Hopefully I give you some insight on how to do this properly, and next time you go to the gym you can get your side delts fired up and make them grow, okay? Because as I said, it's one of those muscles who makes you look very, very aesthetic. So yeah guys, I hope this helps, and as always, I'll see you on the next video.